Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled 6 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. This bout is brought to you by Mark Nielsen of Nielsen Boxing in association with John Trethui of TM14 Promotions and their proud sponsors, Allegra and Nutravita. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area representative, Des Reese. Your timekeeper at the bell, Anne-Marie Randall. And your third person in charge of the action in the ring, referee Rocky Israel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing the black with white trim. His official weight of 12 stones, 4 pounds and 7 ounces. He has a record of 18 fights, 5 losses, 2 draws, 11 wins, and 3 of those wins come in by way of knockout. Hailing from Croatia, introducing Andrija Kuzman. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the blue trunks. His official weight of 12 stones, 9 pounds and 7 ounces. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Royston, Hertfordshire, England, United Kingdom. Introducing George Crotty!
All right, lads, you already know the rules. Above all, protect yourself and obey my command at all times. Now, touch gloves and good luck.
Seconds out, round 1.
We're looking at another matchup of orthodox and southpaw. Those feet are going to have to be watched again. So far, we haven't really had any trouble with people falling over them, but we are getting a lesson in what that stylistic matchup looks like in varying weight classes and styles.
Yeah, and that's the effective shot from the southpaw, and we just see that from Crotty, is that right hook, that right lead hook over the top. That's the dangerous shot for the orthodox against the southpaw. When the southpaw has his foot on the outside, that creates that. So if the orthodox leads off with a jab, he leaves himself vulnerable for the right hook over the top and the left hand through the middle, like that one we just saw through the middle there from Crotty.
Crotty will be looking to impress early. You heard the crowd. You see he's a 2-0 fighter. He's brimming with confidence. He looks physically imposing, and he's here to operate entirely on his own agenda.
Yeah, you already get the sense that it's going to be a tough night for this Croatian. Kuzman, who's already on the defensive, is on the back foot, and this is good work here from Crotty early on. He's breaking through the defenses here. Prayer, and then lovely little uppercut.
I love that shot, Spence. What a cracking little smart shot right up the middle to let him know that these punches may come from any direction, and it's keeping the hands at home for Kuzman.
He's setting everything up from behind the jab, which is really smart. His foot's coming on the outside of Kuzman's lead foot, and he just puts his punches together really well. Intelligent pressure.
Yep, he's found his range early in this opening round. He's getting off for the shots, and you know, as we said, it's all about stealing the show, remembering the name, and Crotty, having his 3rd contest as a professional, is trying to make a statement here, and he started this contest very well.
You know, you mentioned the footwork, and he's really gliding right now, Crotty. He's just moving about effortlessly, and that's creating so much offense for him. He's probably doesn't even have enough time to punch as many shots as there are available.
Yep, reminds me of you in Ghana, gliding on that dance floor, my friend. I have to keep bringing it up because I can't get it out of my head. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Radio Raheem on the dance floor, but that's another conversation.
That's what these fighters aspire to tonight, Spence, to be remembered the way you remember me from Ghana.
There you go. There you go. Well, we're certainly going to remember George Crotty if he continues like this, because he started this one, Prayer, very well, boxing out the southpaw stance, feet in position right, and this punches in bunches, the combinations up on his toes there, left hand through the middle as well.
Well, it's just like you said, he's found his range straight away. It's almost like there was nothing cagey about where he just tried to find his range. It was like he went in and knew where it was already.
Yeah, lovely start from George Crotty, who had his first 2 contests on Frank Warren's shows, so he's used to that bigger audience, those bigger shows. On his debut, he beat Dillian Courtney. That was at Wembley Arena, and that was on the Magnificent 7 show. That was topped by Lawrence Okolie, Sam Noakes, who's boxing out in Saudi Arabia very soon for the world title, November the 22nd, that one is. He boxed in the show as well. So he's had that experience, he's had that taste of, you know, boxing on the bigger audiences, and you go, now he's back here, boxing here in front of, you know, his home fans. You go, in his own mind, he's going to be going, I want more of that, but I want to be the man, I want to be one of those Magnificent 7.
Right from the opening bell, that's exactly what he was giving in his posture and his execution. He's comfortable in there, he feels and looks like a star. And I'll tell you, there's a lot for Kuzman to work out if he's going to get on top of this fight in any way. There are so many elements, just the little things that Crotty is doing that is making not only this night easy for him, but making him look like the kind of star that's on the rise and will be on those big shows coming forward.
Yep, the problem for Kuzman is that he's a guy that spends too much time covering up. Speed is not with him. He's got the slower hands, and that little smile that we saw there tells you that he's hurt and he's not feeling good. And this is good work here from Crotty, really mixing the shots up to head and body, loving the uppercuts in those combinations as well. Great stuff.
Referee's really starting to take a look at Kuzman as when Crotty lets his hands go, because he's not throwing anything back, and you know, Crotty's got a bang behind that punch.
Yeah, he certainly has, and drilled that left hand through the middle again there. Kuzman spending too much time trying to defend himself, but maybe he needs to start moving his waist a little bit, because keeping those hands up by his face is not good enough. Crotty is the guy that is splitting those defences, finding the holes in that defence. So for Kuzman, he needs to start coming off the line, slipping the shots and coming back with some shots of his own. But how can he when Crotty's hitting him with combinations like that?
Crotty giving him absolutely nothing. Nothing to work with, nothing to come back from, and also now mixing in these body shots, which will be the end. The body shots will be what ultimately breaks Kuzman down and finishes this fight early.
Yep, Radio, you called it there, and the body shot went in, the left hook round the back of the elbows, and he switched the right hook in for a bit of fun as well there. And I tell you what, Prayer, I don't know how much more of this punishment he can take here, because although he's a tough man, Kuzman, and he comes with a, you know, a tough record and a durability, I'm not sure how much more of this he can take. These are big combinations.
Well, he's in the ring to give Crotty a bit of a run for his money, but right now Crotty's just hitting him at will. He's not there to be a human punch bag, but this is what's happening at the moment.
When you ask the question, Spence, how much more should he take? He's being beaten right now, but he's not quite being beaten up. The blood hasn't started to spill yet. The cuts haven't happened. He's not swollen, but he's just overmatched. I don't know what else he could do in there. It might be one of those moments where he's either got to sell out completely or tuck up and actually survive. And I wouldn't hold it against him if he did.
So this is where I'm betting on here. This is where I'm seeing this going. Crotty's going to slowly steal his soul. That's what he'll do. He'll chip away and slowly break him down, because the reason I asked that question about how much Kuzman can take is, how long can he take this sort of punishment? The referee is taking a very close look here, and he'll go, save the fighter to fight another day, because he's not going to win this contest. And he's getting a pummeling in there right now, and some fighters need saving from themselves. Yeah, I get it, it's early on in the fight to be talking like that, but this pattern ain't changing. This is not going any other way.
And he's still got 4 rounds to go.
Yeah, they'll still accuse me of being gruesome and wanting to see more than is necessary, but I think that is a decision for the corner. I do not like referees stopping the fight to save the fighter for another day. Stop the fight if the fighter is defenseless. Otherwise, it's for your corner to say whether you're here to fight another day. And right now, that's a conversation that needs to be had in the corner.
You absolutely nailed that, mate, and that's exactly what it is. It's about the health and safety of the fighter, and the corner man is the way to do that, not the referee. You're totally right with that. And by the way, you say, what do you mean accusing? We don't accuse you of wanting more. We don't accuse you. We know, my friend. We know you want the blood, the guts, the spillages, and the cold knockouts. We know what it's all about.
Spence, whether you're right or wrong, it's still an accusation. I didn't say you were wrongly accusing me. It's a badge of honor, really. And I'm here to just let you guys know that when those knockouts come, and we do rejoice, just like at the end of the show last night, we really regard these warriors and what they risk by climbing through those ropes. Not making light of that, but we are having fun with it. And tonight you will see, I believe, a great knockout from one of these fights, and potentially in this round right ahead of us right now.
Yep, here we go, round number 3. George Crotty has dominated those opening 2 rounds. Andre Kuzman has shown a lot of heart, but that's about it in there at the moment. His hands are a little bit too slow, and you just sense here, Prayer, that Crotty is just stealing the soul a little bit of Kuzman. Kuzman is not willing to throw any shots because every time he does, he's getting caught.
He is, and what's happening now is that whereas before, when, sort of early on in round 1, Crotty was going for him, Kuzman was able to keep his feet steady. Now he's not.
He just threw a 4-punch combination to land the 4th punch in the combination. That is savvy work there.
No, that was 10 punches, my friend. You just never saw 6 of them. He's got hand speed, this boy, and he's putting them together, and he's throwing punches in bunches, but it's impressive because they're going all over the place. He's not just throwing them, he's placing them. Oh, there's a rare shot coming back from Kuzman there. Don't take liberties, son. I'm still in here. I'm not a complete punch bag. I'm a human one.
I like the look on his face when he landed that punch, like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Let's see if maybe I could do that again. I want to see more body work now from Crotty. There it is, right on cue. That's what's really going to bring the stoppage. Break him down to the body. There's no way he can defend upstairs and downstairs with just the differential in skill and ability here tonight.
I love the way the fighters respect what you say and they listen to you on the mic radio. You called that, baby. That was on cue. Just as you're telling him to go to the body, boom, there he goes. It was that the instructions were beautiful.
They've seen my alley work. They respect me.
That's it, the alley cat. The alley cat, that's all I'm saying. And again here, big combinations. Referee has jumped in. Is he giving him a standing count or is he stopping? I think this is a standing, no, it's not a standing count.
The gum shield's out.
I tell you what, Prayer, the referee was very close to stopping it there, and I think he's just had a little word with Kuzman. He said, liven up, get your gum shield in. The corner man there, Dan, doing a good job of taking his time cleaning that gum shield. A good corner man does that. He knows his job, this man. I see him here week in, week out. And he's very slow at putting that old gum shield back in. Don't worry about that. Buying a bit of time for his fighter. And I tell you what, his fighter needs it. Kuzman is in trouble here.
With 18 fights under his belt, Kuzman knows that spitting that gum shield out is just the break he needed for that fight not to be stopped. I understand that that's a little bit of craftiness, but that's not going to save him going forward. He's going to have to either mount the defense or take that knee.
Have you ever been guilty of having a loose gum shield?
I've never even put a gum shield in.
Oh, wow.
My teeth are gold and diamond fronts.
There you go. Oh, and again, go back to the contest. And Crotty is really mixing his shots up. I tell you what, Prayer, you got to give an element of respect here to Andre Kuzman because he soaks up a lot of punishment and he's not cracked. He's not cracked. He's not looked like he's going to crack. There's times where you think, whoa, it's more the referee looking like he's going to jump in as opposed to the fighter breaking.
Definitely. The referee's looking worried every time Crotty lets his hands go.
Yeah, he certainly is. So is Radio Raheem. He's looking worried, sitting in that. Actually, he's not looking worried. He's looking excited. I phrased that wrong. The guy loves it when the guy turns up the heat, may I say.
I quietly predicted a knockout going into that 3rd round, and I think that antics of spitting the gum shield out, taking a little time to get it back in is what saved him from the knockout, or at least the stoppage in that last round. I'm saying going into this one, it's quite likely that we find a moment like that again where there isn't something that can stop the knockout from the
Corners, 10
Yeah, you're not allowed a
seconds.
second chance. I rightly wrote a 10-9 round into round 3 before
Seconds
it
out.
happened by
Round
mistake. I
four.
looked down and I thought, well, there's no point in changing it. That's where it's going to go. But I believe this could be the round where Crotty gets him. I think this could be the round where he finally breaks the tough Croatian Andrija Kuzman. Let's see.
Right behind those elbows, those body shots in the wings. That's what I love to see. You can hear them. You can hear them landing.
I like how he's coming round the back of the left glove with his right kind of check hook there, Crotty.
Yeah, it's smart stuff, isn't it?
You just don't see that shot coming. He's coming right kind of onto the ear.
He's taking everything that Kuzman gives him. He's not leaving anything on the table. He's eating his entire meal.
Oh, that's a good shot again. The uppercuts on the inside, and I might have called this on cue there. Big hook, and Kuzman for the first time starting to complain to the referee. So we are seeing the cracks now appearing, and Kuzman now completely on the defensive, moving around. And this is only a matter of time, guys, before the referee does the right thing and jumps in here, because we're getting nothing coming back from the Croatian at this time, and he's going from corner to corner. And the referee is getting closer, and Crotty, again, big uppercut goes in. Oh, big hook as well.
3 brilliant screw shots coming from Crotty. I really like that punch selection. There's a 4th and a 5th attempt. I believe he knows that the body work will break him down and the screw shot might put him down.
Yeah, again, the referee is not taking his eyes off Andrija Kuzman yet, because he is waiting for that opportunity to jump in. The uppercuts, as you've called there, Radio Raheem, are the effective shots, and the hooks that Preyer's been calling as well, those right hooks over the top, are especially effective.
It's not time yet, Spence. I mean, Kuzman is still fighting back. While he's being beaten up, he is not.
Bro,
being broken.
it's time, mate, it's time. The soul has gone, it's left his body, it's been stolen. Trust me, there's nothing coming back. That was a lazy hook that I saw there. Nothing in it.
The soul's allowed to hit the canvas and it won't get a count. If the body's still working, the fight's still on.
We got a bit spiritual there, but you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. We need a bit of spiritual in here at a home of York Hall, the boxing mecca.
They're certainly fighting with the spirit of York Hall and the spirit of this card. TM14 and Nielsen Boxing have done it again. A few cracking fights. This is my favorite so far of the night, but only if it ends in a knockout.
Well, I think it will end in a knockout. I think that, I'm not sure how much more Kuzman can take. No, he's not looked like he's been in trouble, but I'm talking about the systematic beating, you know, the pummeling that he's been taking, and you just look at it and go, at what point do you stop? At when do you stop? You know, and as I say, that Kuzman stands there with his hands down by his side, calling him in. You know, look, fighters are a different breed, man. That is for sure. They're a different breed, because he's sat down in front of us here, Kuzman.
Well, you know, it's only 3 fights for George Crotty, and he has thrown a lot of punches so far in this fight. And while they're landing, it still takes effort. It still takes energy. I saw him slow down at the end of that round. Maybe he's getting a little winded. Maybe he's the one who needs a break. That's how Kuzman might make it to the final bell.
And when you look at it, Crotty's thrown everything but the kitchen sink at Kuzman, and Kuzman's still standing.
I've got to say, I think I saw the kitchen sink go in as well. I'm not going to lie. Because like, he has been throwing everything. He threw a 10-punch combination, and Radio Raheem only saw 4 of them. That's how quick his hands have been going.
Corners, 10
He's thrown everything
seconds.
in, including the kitchen sink, and hasn't finished his dinner yet. If he doesn't have still the punch power
Seconds
left in
out.
these last 2 rounds,
Round
he
5.
may not be able to close the show. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of activity from Crotty.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to be a long 3 minutes for Andrija Kuzman, who's been on the end of some heavy punishment from the opening bell. And Crotty takes off from where he left off. There you go. Right on cue, and that was the right decision. Andrija Kuzman's not happy. He's annoyed. He's frustrated. He feels that he could have stayed in there, but it's not about that, guys. That's what I'm talking about. He was never going to win the fight. He was under heavy pressure, and you go, at what point? You know, I get that you want to fight again next week. I understand that you want the paycheck, but you're there, the referee's got a job to do, and he's all about the welfare of the fighter. And for me, Freya, I think the referee done a good job there. He jumped in at the right time.
I think he did, and and it's not about the the shots that buckle your legs. It's about the systematic pressure that Crotty was putting on him without Kuzman really giving anything back. And I think the referee made the right decision there.
I don't have a problem with that stoppage at all. He stopped it one punch or two punches before a dangerous punch comes in, and that is what the referee is meant to do. At that point, I do think Kuzman was on the verge of being defenseless, and one or two more shots might have made this an ugly finish. That is absolutely an appropriate stoppage.
There you go. One of the rare occasions that you get Radio Raheem happy with an appropriate stoppage with the guy still on his feet.
True indeed, true indeed.
Fantastic win there for George Crotty. I'll tell you what, guys, this is a kid to watch. I like him. I like his style, southpaw style, the way he puts his combination punches together. We don't really get that a lot, in the light heavyweight division. There's more single shots and they're looking for the knockouts. But Crotty reminds me of a southpaw sort of Joe Calzaghe, where he throws punches in punches, he's got a big engine, and I'm going to look forward to watching this kid develop. I think that, yeah, he's got a bright future in front of him for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 16 seconds of round number 5. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated, George Crotty!
You keep combing it, that's why.
That's it, it's after this 10 round or so. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
George Crotty, what a win, what a stoppage, your first stoppage in your third professional fight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good, really good. Not boxed since April, so itching to get back out there.
Kuzman was touted as quite a challenge for you in your third professional fight. He's a former WBO youth title challenger, but you looked so comfortable in there. You looked like you were demonstrating so much ring craft, cutting that ring off. The level changes were absolutely fantastic. What was the game plan going into tonight's fight?
We knew he'd be tough, so we didn't want to load up and look too heavy because he'd be able to cover them all up. So I knew that he might struggle with my hand speed and work rate, so just went with that.
And what was the advice coming from the corner throughout the rounds?
They were just saying, don't panic, but keep the work rate up, you know. Do it educated. Throw a lot of shots, but don't dive in with them.
Yeah, no, George, great performance, man. You went in there, you done what you need to do. You got the stoppage, the first stoppage in 3 professional fights. just wanted to ask you, I know you have a team and management and stuff, but how fast do you want to move? I know you was a really good amateur, you've done a lot. I've seen you spar, I've sparred you, you're a really good fighter. How fast would you like to move? How fast would you like to get to title contention and stuff?
I'd like to move really fast, but obviously your management tries slowing you down a little bit, but I'm a bit older. I've got all the amateur experience, and I'd like to go for the southern area. I've got a fight next month, and then hopefully the one after that, I'll go for it.
And I know you was an amateur for quite long, but you haven't had that style where you need to settle into the pros. You caught to it quite straight away. When you go for the southern area, is it straight away next? You're going to have 3 fights now. Are you waiting to get to 7, 8, 9, 10 fights, or you want it in like 4th and 5th fights to go straight for these titles?
No, one more. I think I'm going to have one at the end of October.
Okay.
And then I'll go for it. I don't think the rounds worry me, doing a 10-rounder.
Yeah.
I'll do a lot in the gym. I'm a fit lad. I have a high work rate. So I think my 5th fight, so I have one next month, and then after that I'm ready to go for it.
You've been touted as the next big thing, the one to look out for. You know, what does it mean to have so much support behind you, so much momentum behind your career so early on?
Yeah, pressure is a privilege, I think, you know. Some people can handle it, or some people can't, you know, and I like to think that I'll be able to handle it and crack on with it.
Listen, you're such an exciting fighter. You had the place absolutely buzzing. You've got so much support here in the building. A little message for everyone here.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who's coming, you know. I've got where I live, Royston, everyone backs me. And then I've got the Navy and the Marines who great backing as well. So I've got a lot of people, a good following that I owe it all to, you know, to get on the good shows and everything.
Listen, congratulations. So exciting. We can't wait to see what you do next, George.
Cheers, thank you.
Good work, bro. That's something.